really want to show you 7 exercises that you can do too, if you don't know what to practice. So let's start with the first one. So exercise number 1 is playing open triads, just because, you know, there are many sorts of chord voicings. Open triads are so beautiful. Play them on the entire fretboard. Maybe through the melodic minor scale, can be any other scale, but just like to play them and listen to the sound of them is really cool. And another exercise is just record yourself some random chords. Try to be as random as possible. If you're a very good listener and can react to chords very quickly, you can record a lot of chords that don't last so long. But if you're having trouble getting into the sound of each chord, maybe you play the chord for like 8 bars or 16 bars, and then you play the next chord, and then you improvise over those chords. And doesn't have to be a solo, doesn't have to be a great improvisation, but just like try to find the notes that fit the chord, play slowly and really listen, because I love those exercises that it really forces me to listen and not to think so much. Another exercise that another colleague told me many years ago is to play a chord and sing the notes in the chords. That's another great exercise that really helps to get into a sound. And I played a little bit fast in the video, but I think if you're going to take the time, you will really get to know your chords, and that's great. Another thing that nobody seems to do anymore, don't know, is playing a diminished chord and resolving it to a major chord. This is not a diminished chord that is replacing a dominant 7th chord. That's just really like a diminished chord. And you know they're symmetrical. You can shift them up and down the fretboard. Just do that with any kind of voicing that you can create with the notes in the diminished scale. It really doesn't matter which notes you take, and then try to resolve them into a major chord, and just look out for the, can you leave the notes? Then leave them, or then you have to leave them and move them by a half step or a whole step. Is maximum, but you try to leave all the voices where they are, and you can come up with some great sounds, and you can really think about it as tension and release. So if you have a long period of a major chord, you can play diminished, resolving to major, like you would maybe play 5-1 on that chord. Take any voicing, whatever voicing you like, and shift it through the scale. So not to play the inversions, but each note in the chord goes to the next note in the scale. like to read music. I know many guitarists don't like to read music. I really always like to read music. Just get yourself a book and just try to play the accompaniment on your looper and then just play the melody over it, or maybe improvise just to get some new sounds in your system. And yes, that's what I did here. I tried to open the book by chance, and that's what happens. So other than that, you could also practice some odd meter exercises. And also I think a really good exercise is to drink some coffee and read the McGoodrick book. I love this book. There's also a lot of good tips. Listen to the music that you play. It will tell you things. A lot of comping has to do with seeing larger forms. And then you drink your coffee and meditate over those sentences from McGoodrick. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. By the way, I have a shop now. It's called All the Things Guitar, and there's a link in the description. And if you want to check it out, pay it a visit. You can download PDFs, and maybe in the near future or not so near future, I'm going to have a solo record out, but this will take some time. And yes, that's it for today. Please don't be shy. If you have any questions, put them in the comments sections below, and I see you next week. Bye.